Say what now? Not Diddy getting exposed for giving Kim Porter an STD right before she died. Every time we think Diddy's dirty dealings can't get any worse, he finds a way to still gag us. So apparently the autopsy report claiming that Kim died from pneumonia was just some BS he paid the pathologist to make up. Word on the street is Diddy gave Kim a disease, and that disease was what actually ended up taking her life. Not only was he forcing Kim to participate in freak-offs she had no interest in indulging in, but he reportedly also put his hands on her a couple of times and even had to make her perform face surgeries to hide the damage he made to her face. In fact, according to Diddy's former bodyguard, Gene Deal, he witnessed Diddy and Kim in a DV situation after Diddy tried to put hands on her for talking to another man. He said prior to this, Diddy had put hands on Kim before, but that night, she wasn't having any of it. She fought back and ended up giving him a cut on his wrist.
Is in a bandage. That's the night I was called by Paul to meet him over at St. Luke's Hospital. He had a white T-shirt wrapped around his wrist because Kim had took the cork, where you open up wine, the corkscrew. She took the corkscrew and caught him on his wrist defending himself. And he almost, I know he tore some ligaments, but he almost hit an artery or came close to the artery or either scratched it or cut it a little bit because he just kept bleeding. And from that point on, he was hooked. That's when I knew when they was talking about people getting addicted and hooked on pain medicines, that's what happened to him. And it was from his right wrist that he's reminded by Kim all the time now. That's Kim's book. Then you hear about the fact that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht. He broke Kim, let's say allegedly, but it was told by people in her camp that he broke Kim's nose on a yacht.
As if this wasn't already messy enough, one of Kim's best friends called Sahara later fueled the already existing allegations about Diddy having a hand in Kim's death when she accused him of offering Kim's life up to his demons for sacrifice. She said Kim was aware that Kim was dabbling into satanic activities, and at some point she even left him because of it. However, he offered her $1 million to come back to him because he couldn't live without her.
What about all this crazy stuff, though? Did she tell you that there was evil stuff going on with his house? Did you have
I had a sense of it. I knew that she had some weird suspicions. For example, the Cassie thing, because Cassie is who he was claiming on the outside. But when I would see how he would blow her phone up all day long, I was like, I'm so confused because I'm seeing what's really happening. And I said to her, what's up with this Cassie chick? Do you hate her or what? And she was like, no. And I was like, what do you mean? And she finally looks at me, she goes, I feel sorry for her. I said, why? And she looks at me and she goes, no, man, better her than me.
In fact, when Diddy started dating Cassie and he was parading her around, Sahara claims Kim told her she felt sorry for Cassie because Cassie had no idea the hell she was about to be put through. Cassie, on the other hand, was just 19 when they started dating. So it was easier for him to manipulate her and make her do things that she didn't want to do.
She and I were supposed to go to Palm Springs. And then she calls me that day. She's like, I can't go. I'm like, why? She's like, Puff called. He wants me to go to the Turks and Caicos. And she's like, I gotta go. And I was like, okay. But what was weird is that something about her was kind of off. So he's good, but suddenly she's not,
Right.
And then it was his 50th birthday. And we were supposed to go to the party together. And she had called me 3 times being like, you're coming, right? And I'm like, I'm coming. Mm-hmm. And then the day of the party, she never called me. And I was like, that's weird. And then I called her and she's like, yeah, the girls came in town. And I was like, okay. So that's kind of weird. And then I remember seeing pictures of her at the party and I'm like, yo, this doesn't even look like her. Something's weird. And then through a few days later, she's really sick. And she's like, oh man, I have this crazy flu. And I called her, I'm like, what's up? And I remember she was like, I'm so sick. And that's how she sounded on the phone. And I was like, Kim, why do you sound like that?
Yeah.
This was somebody that would be she was her voice had a melody. She'd be like, hey, hey, hey. And she sounded like this guttural, weird sound. And I was like, are you okay? Mm-hmm. What's going on? And so then I remember I texted her, I don't know, the next day. And I'm like, Kim, are you okay? And she goes, Kimberly down. Is what she wrote in the text message.
Yeah.
It's weird. And then the next day she was gone.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
seriously? Whoa.
So honestly, I mean, Vanessa, what I thought it was like, this is like a spiritual death, like some down. Like I felt like whatever weird shit was in him was in her. I mean, I'm telling you, his energy was so freaking dark during like the funeral and all that. I couldn't even say hello to him.
According to Sahara, Kim didn't die of natural causes. Sahara revealed that Kim had originally made plans to go on a trip with her, but canceled at the last minute because Diddy wanted them to go to Turks and Caicos together. Not long after that trip, Sahara said she noticed that Kim was acting a little different, almost as if she was possessed by something. As if that wasn't bad enough, Kim suddenly became extremely sick, and her health went down really fast. Then, out of nowhere, Sahara received the phone call that Kim was dead. So, within just a few days, Kim went from being perfectly healthy and planning a trip with her friend to suddenly canceling those plans, acting completely different, getting severely sick out of nowhere, and then just dropping dead? Girl, please. Now, if you've been following Kim's story, then you already know there have been questions about her death for a very long time because of how suspicious the whole thing was. At the time of Kim's death, the coroner in charge, Ed Winter, actually ruled it a homicide after toxicology reports showed toxins in her system. But before he could finalize the case, he was removed and replaced by another coroner. This new coroner had a lot of people side-eyeing him because it took him 2 whole weeks to officially rule Kim's cause of death as pneumonia. People found this very suspicious because determining that someone died from pneumonia usually shouldn't take that long unless you're trying to hide something.
Kim died from pneumonia, but there's the first coroner's report that said that she died. It was ruled a homicide, and they found toxins in her body to prove that she had been poisoned. You know, they have poisons that create heart attack and pneumonia-likes.
Oh, but it doesn't end there. When the autopsy results came out, there were questions about the manner in which Kim died. According to sources, the story that Kim was found unresponsive by the house help was actually a lie created by Diddy. It turns out she actually was discovered on her bed with blood on her pillowcases and a slight trail of blood on the bedroom floor that led to the bathroom. On top of that, she was strategically placed on the bed to mess with police investigation.
When I tell you she was so ride or die, like there's like rumors on the internet saying like Kim Porter was writing a book. She wasn't writing a book. Vanessa, she was like loyal to the bone. Like she was not that kind of person. She wasn't writing a book about Puff. If she was gonna write a book, she would have written a book 500 years ago and not dealt with his ass. You know what I mean? She was never, ever in a million years gonna write a book about him.
Right.
And I remember once I asked him, I was like, you think he Tupac? She's like, no way. No way. She goes, Sahara, trust me, no way. And I'm like, you sure about that? She was ride or die for him. She was ride or die for him. Even though she like kind of hated his guts too, but she wanted to keep it together for her family. But I know that she was horrified by him. The whole like love, family, all that was total BS. And she'd said that, it's total. She's like, he's the worst dad in the world.
The way Kim died was extremely suspicious, and it's clear as day that there was foul play involved. At the time, a lot of people believed the reason Diddy had her unalived was because she was allegedly working on a tell-all book about him. But according to Kim's Sahara, that wasn't the case at all. She said Kim was way too loyal to Diddy to ever even think about exposing him in that way. And if what the streets are saying is true, then it means Kim died because of the STD that Diddy gave her, while he was forcing her to have all those freak-offs. No wonder this man was working overtime to push that narrative about her dying from pneumonia. If the truth about her diagnosis came out at the time of her death, people would have connected the dots faster and his freak-offs activities would have been exposed. People started speculating about Diddy's STDs during his trial. When they noticed that he had lost a lot of weight, folks who were in the courtroom said Diddy looked sick and weak. Initially, people thought he said it was stressed from the court proceedings, but now it's looking like this man was battling his diseases the whole time.
Diddy been going through it in there. This man done aged more in 6 months than he done aged every year he's been outside. I get it, jail is stressful, but damn, you look ready to file for Social Security.
The allegations got worse when Jaguar Wright stepped into the chat and accused Diddy of having a nasty STD. She went off on him for using all his billions to organize freak-off parties and terrorize innocent people instead of helping the black community. Oh, but Jaguar wasn't done there. She said even aside from the diddler, there were 20 other people in the industry who allegedly have the disease that she can name drop, and they wouldn't be able to sue her because it's true and their medical records can prove it.
I could tell you 20 right now that I could rattle off names, and wouldn't nobody be able to sue me.
Wait, please name them, because we need to know.
I'm not doing
Wait a
that.
minute.
Those are things that I'll be discussing on the Jaguar Right show from here on out.
But here's the gag. She ain't even have to drop names because folks already had a list in their heads of who they think might be carrying something. And guess who's at the top? Usher. There's been rumors going around for years that Usher got an STD and that he actually got it from Diddy. Now, let's not forget, when Usher was just 14, he was living in Diddy's house, and y'all know nothing good came out of that situation. Usher himself even admitted to being exposed to grown folks' business at that age. Diddy even slipped up on camera while talking about how he and Usher shared the same bed every night.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle,
right?
And I saw it, and it was, but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
So nobody tried to, some woman didn't come along.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand it.
Brother right here from day one, we used to wake up and, damn, pause, but like that's how. Back in the days when he was like 10 and I was a little bit older, his older brother, we used to fight over the frosted flakes.
Now, when it comes to him allegedly infecting Usher with an STD, those rumors started when an email from one of the publishers of Kim Porter's book leaked online. In the email, he was talking about how Kim revealed in the book that Diddy allegedly forced Usher into getting intimate with him and ended up giving him an STD. The email read, some of the things in the book cover Diddy's gay relationships, footage of those encounters, the men he slept with, STDs, Diddy giving Usher an STD, and the explosive encounter between Diddy and Usher's mom. Now, no one is saying for a fact that he gave Kim STD, but that's what folks seem to believe, especially since he is infected and has been responsible for other people catching a few illnesses. Cassie did say in her testimony that she caught a few infections during those freak-offs. As usual, people had their own thoughts, like this person who said Diddy should be up on attempted charges if he knowingly passed on HIV and didn't tell people beforehand. Kim was the mother of 3 of his children and mother to 4 altogether. He should have had respect for her and treated her with respect as the mother of his children, not make her take part in his perverted, disgusting games. Another person said, to be completely honest, I have to say I never believed Kim passed the way they said. It was convenient to be that. Diddy said Kim told him the night BF she passed to take care of her babies, and the next day she was gone. Passed away. Now add what is happening now to this, and what do you come up with? If Kim was sick with pneumonia, she would be in the hospital because she would not be able to handle that kind of sickness on her own at home. Diddy had given Kim what he has, and you know what that is. But now, I want to know your thoughts. What do you think of Kim allegedly catching STDs from Diddy? And do y'all believe Kim really died from that STD? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and don't forget to click here to watch this other messy video.